today is my first time joining this satsang.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been on this spiritual journey for quite a while now, and I've listened to several spiritual masters, and I came across one of Ramana's documentary videos, and since then I've been hooked on him because what he teaches, or what he is trying to tell us has actually resonated with me, and I've been following most of his videos through one of this British guy. I've forgotten his name, David. Yeah, then I came across your YouTube channel, and I've been listening to most of your videos, and I just want to thank you that most of what you've been saying have really helped me a lot.
It would be nice to see you, Baraka. Can you show your video?
Okay. Hi.
Hello. Namaste.
Namaste.
Where are you based? Where do you live?
Yeah, I'm in China right now, but I'm from Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any question? Anything to ask?
Right now, I'm just here to listen. Yeah. So this is my first satsang. So what you have to tell us today, if there any question arises, yeah, I'll be happy to ask. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Whenever a question arises, bring that question to the test of your own pure silence. See if it still stays. And if the question still stays even in that silence, then probably you can ask. But you will realize the moment any question you bring in presence of pure silence, it disappears. And so good to know that so many people here, I can only read, I think, 45 participants in that pure silence. People had questions, doubts, they used to come to Bhagavan. And sitting in pure presence of Bhagavan, mind stopped working. And no questions left. Because all questions comes only from this gadget. I always call mind as a gadget. Then you understand more, I believe. It is not you, it is a gadget. Questions cannot arise from your pure self. Self is the knower, self is the knowledge. Self is everything. Silence is true nature of all of us. If we recognize it and if we can abide in it, then whether mind stays or not doesn't matter. Some people talk about empty mind, that my mind is not empty. If your mind is empty, then there is no mind. Empty mind is equal to manonasha, or no mind. Why you worry about full mind or empty mind? You stay as you are. All these terms of mind which we people talk about, I'm getting bored, or I'm looking for some work because peace, sitting in silence is not my nature. Because we have identified mind's turbulations as my nature, as me. We are so much with mind all the time. And some people, you think it is total acceptance. Whatever their deficiencies due to their mind are, they take as their own and they say, look, I can't change. I am like this. You have to accept me like that. So they want others to accept you as you are, which is beautiful. But this is not acceptance when you accept yourself as mind. You have to break this knot. In Hindi or in Sanskrit, there is a word chit, jada, granthi. Chit is that consciousness. Jada is insentient, this mind, body. Granthi means knot between the two together. And this knot is the knot of illusion only. Illusion exists until you believe that you are this mind and body complex. Another clue which you can take it as a mantra or a sutra is that anything which is changing is not you. Remember this. Mind keeps changing all the time. Emotions keep changing. Body has changed. It keeps changing all the time. You are that changeless, which is observing all these changes. Establish your identity in that changeless. We all know that if there is a form, how solid that form is, there has to happen some change. If you believe that you are a form, then change is inevitable. Remember, you are formless. These pointers will always help you to come back to the source, come back from the noise. Remembering source will bring peace instantaneously because that is the nature of source, and source is you. Source is peace, that supreme peace. People talk about God. They say there are so many wars happening in the world and suffering, and God has created all this. Ego has created all this. Mind has created, more to say, destructive mind, egoistic mind. Come back to the source, peace. If you make one rule in your life that you will live for your own pure self, not for the body mind complex, thousands of your activities will drop immediately. All indulgence comes with this identification that I am this body mind. All issues of relationship comes when we know that I am this body mind. Fear comes when we think I am this body mind. When you know that you are not this body mind, you attain peace. Like anything which you are not using, in disuse itself makes it unusable. Even parts of our body which are not used, we call them vestigial organs. So, this mind becomes a vestigial organ when there is no ego. Then you don't have to fix it, it finishes. Biggest challenge with a lot of meditative practices is they don't challenge ego. And ego continues doing all sorts of meditative practices and survives. All practices give some peace, mind control, but keeps you in this world as ego. And that is what society wants. Society wants you to be productive in this world, but not harming anyone, which is good, but it is not your true liberation. If you want true liberation, you have to transcend. You have to leave this seat, and only you can do that. Understanding this truth, contemplating on it, and then you attain this pure silence. Once known, it never goes. It can not go. Sometimes it might appear that mind has taken over, but mind by its nature never stays the same. It is like a dark cloud which has overcast the clear sky. When clouds are gone, sky is as it is, clear. We are that clear sky of consciousness, untainted. If you look from the ground, then you see all these changes in sky. But let's say you transcend these clouds and you are that clear sky. Then whether clouds come and go, who cares? You are that clear sky. When you behave as ego, you are on the ground, your substrata is ego, and you're always occupied in your mind. But if you take that jump and abide in that Brahman, pure awareness, this cloud of ego is individuality. But that awareness has no name, no form. It is not mine or yours. People talk about my time or me time. But it is ego time. People indulge in all sorts of activities away from their family or kids, and they say, this is me time. Now I'm going to a bar or I'm doing this. But if you really want me time, then be that me, that real me. Then that time is always your time. It is beyond time. It is eternal. This me time is timeless. And to be that, you don't have to do anything. For me time, people do things. It is me time. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this. This me time is real me time is timeless. You don't have to do anything for it. Your doing is taking you away from it. Because all what we are doing for the ego, from the ego. All pure peace, the divinity is all within us at this moment, right now. Look within. You don't have to borrow this peace from outside. You are born with it. And all disturbance you have acquired. Remember self always. When you remember name of God, some qualities of God seeps into you. If you remain as self, then all what that self is manifest in this body, it takes up the control. We met this person on this weekend who lived in remote parts of Australia, in Western Australia, for almost a year. He made a small hut and he said there was nothing to do, nothing to think. And he said it just cleared everything. That 1 year. All my conditioning went away. And he said I was not an artist, that artist came out of it. We have created demands of our life because mind is restless. And whenever it is restless, asking for something, we give him different things and we keep giving him different things. And our house becomes house of clutter. We become hoarders. Then again go back to the source, see how Bhagavan lived. Hardly any clothes, hardly anything in a cave. Even minimalists also have more stuff than Bhagavan. He is the best example, internally and externally. Internally, there is no mind, pure spaciousness, emptiness, shunya, nothing. Externally, also the same. Hard to find an example like this. Perhaps Aboriginals in Australia were more happier before we came in. Eat, and that's all. What else to do? Eat when you are hungry. Moment you leave relationship with your mind, you become timeless. You have all the time of the world. It is only mind which creates this pressure, obsession. What next? Next will come when it has to come, in whatever form or situation. Why to think right now about it? Some people plan for 10 years, 20 years, and who knows, they might be dead in 5 years. That Absolute has already planned our life. You just enjoy the ride. There is a God's itinerary which is already there, and then we make another small itinerary with our mind, and then we get confused and suffer. In pure awareness, no concept stays. Though it is vast, but it has no place for any thoughts. Light of pure awareness fades away all these thoughts, as if a cloud is coming on a very bright, shining sun. It just disappears. How convincing a thought might be, it will have no effect on self. Thoughts can only influence conditioned ego. Apart from thought, there is no suffering. Suffering is all at the level of mind. No mind, no suffering. Remember this. And you are not mind. So you cannot suffer. Situation is not in your hand, but suffering is in your hand. You suffer because of your belief system. And your belief is I am this body mind complex. You have made yourself so small. You are infinite awareness. All this show of the word is your own show. What to accept, what to reject. Exactly like the dream you had last night. People were not convinced by this idea of non-duality or Advaita. They used to ask Bhagavan, Bhagavan, please tell us what is the difference between this waking state which you are calling dream and the dream what we saw at night. He said only the duration. That was short, it is long. Other difference what I feel is that that breaks on its own. And you know, oh yes, it was a dream. This breaks with your longing with grace. But this also ends. This ends every day in deep sleep. But you are ignorant at that moment. Whenever mind wants you to move, to do, to act, giving you suggestions, watch it. Don't be conditioned. People who say, I get bored in silence, be with that boredom. See who is getting bored. You will realize even this boredom is a thought because mind keeps you on your toes. And when it sees that someone is just sitting, it will bring a thought, are you lazy? You're not doing anything, do something. If you don't do anything, your spouse will say, do something. You're just sitting there whole day, not doing anything. Because everyone is in that constant conditioning of mind. Society also says, do something, be productive, to make something, whether it's a nuclear bomb, doesn't matter. Just make something. Go on a war, capture other countries, but do something. While you are at peace, always you are peaceful. We love so many things in this world. Start loving your pure self. We have neglected it for so long. And to get back to that happiness, we keep acquiring things and doing things. Good news is you don't have to do anything. Just be. See power of this pure self. Get absorbed in this pure bliss. Bhagavate Shri Arunachal Ramanaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.